It's 5:30 on Sunday, April 26th, and it's definitely getting dark already, which it wouldn't be if today were a sunny day. But it's raining and kind of miserable out. And yesterday, I did something really crazy. I did not make a video. I did not post a video. Not for any good reason, except that I wanted to see if I could break my perfect record and be okay with that. So I was trying to break my perfectionist self, which is crazy because if you watch these, you know there's nothing perfect about them. Yeah, so I just had to do that for myself. And it was a perfectly good day, and I could have found something to say. In fact, one of the fun things I did uh, was created by my friend Jennifer Thorson. I say friend, we barely know each other, but I did take a workshop from her once. She's a brilliant artist and photographer who I'll be talking to soon. And she posed a 10-minute challenge for people. She's been doing um, larger challenges throughout this whole quarantine time, challenging a lot of artists to do different kinds of work. She's been putting tons of time and energy into critiquing that work. And then she posted the 10-minute challenge and said, take a picture with your baking sheet, cookie sheet, the thing you cook with, the thing you make cookies on. And she posted a couple of her own. And boom, that was right up my alley. A 10-minute challenge. Just don't think too hard. Just get out there and do it. And I loved it so much. I took the cookie sheet. I went outside. I don't have a good, here, I'll use a magazine. Okay. Magazine, pretend it's a cookie sheet. So I took this and I put it behind, here's a branch, and I put the branch here, and I guess I should have been prepared. I could have shown you how this worked. And what I saw was the shadow of the branch and then a little piece of the branch as well. And I included the two, and it made me think of Plato's allegory of the cave, and I wrote a little piece about that. I put it on Instagram. I took a bunch of photos that way. So I was using the back side of the cookie sheet just like a backdrop. And that wasn't really how she used hers. It wasn't how most other people used theirs. I don't know, that's just what I did, 10 minutes. And I loved it. And then I started playing with the filters and going kind of crazy with it. And this is all with a phone, mind you. Super fun. Later in the day, I hauled out a ladder. I was standing on a ladder photographing my dogwood tree, and again using the cookie sheet as a background because sometimes I just can't get what I want to get, with the grass in the background or the sky in the background, and I don't want to take the branch off the tree or hurt the tree. So then I had Sydney holding the cookie sheet, and I was taking pictures with my quote unquote real camera, otherwise known as bigger file size, because you never know. You never know what Tanya's going to do with these things. I might just be decorating your house one day with these things. So today I woke up and it's Sunday, and Jennifer has another challenge. This 10-minute challenge is to use wax paper. Awesome. I have like literally this much wax paper left in my pantry. I never use it, I never buy it, but I had just enough. So I go outside. I decide I'm going to go to the same tree, same branch, and just apply a different tool. That was fun. The problem is, how do you hold wax paper and take a picture at the same time? So I did a few because the wind was blowing. So I just got on the side where the wind could blow the wax paper onto the tree for me. But I wanted something a little different because it was looking pretty cool. So I got Sydney to come outside and hold my wax paper. Sure enough, he's holding the wax paper up against the tree. Um, that was really fun. I did a couple pictures uh, tight so that you can't see what's going on really. And then I did some looser where I showed the whole scene, and I've got Sydney's hands in it, and you see what's going on. So it's a little bit process, it's a little bit product. Um, and I also used filters 2 different ways on the final result. So that was pretty interesting as well, because one I went a little more natural and one I went crazy color. I posted both of them in the thread. On Instagram, I just posted the crazy color one. So now I have back-to-back images of basically the same tree, the same branch, completely different things that I did with it. Well, that was fun, really fun. And since it was raining today, I didn't really do any more, because otherwise I'd be taking the wax paper over to the dogwood tree as well, because that would be fun. Then the call that I had scheduled yesterday, but which happened today, was with Leah McDonald, and I've posted already because it was an hour and a half. It was so awesome and inspiring to me. And isn't it funny? First of all, Leah is part of the group with Jennifer Thorson. The two of them are equally brilliant artists, and Leah's work is mainly in caustic, wax, and photography. So that was perfect. And the conversation just really sent me off in a whole other direction, mind space. I have to say, by the end of it, I felt like I'm supposed to have a gallery. Like I really am. And it would make me super happy. I mean, I sort of have a gallery anyway, and it does make me happy. I just don't sell the work. I buy the work because I love art so much. And there's something about talking to Leah that's like having a person give me permission for things that I've always wanted to do. And I sort of held myself back for really not very good reasons. No reasons, really. I just, I grew up with a dad who is so creative and such a inspired artist, and we used to always make a mess in the house. But then when my parents got divorced, it kind of stopped. The kind of messy art stopped. I mean, not so much when I was at his house, but that wasn't my life in San Francisco with my mom. But then how great that my art teacher was one of my first interviews here. And there are a bunch of threads that are weaving through all of this, which none of it matters to anybody else, I don't think, unless you need permission to go do something, in which case I hereby give you permission to do that thing. Because I felt like that was a little bit what was happening. My dad only built himself an art studio, sort of the studio of his dreams. And he only built it in the last few years, last 4 maybe. And he didn't really have the money to do it earlier, or didn't have the time to make the art. And so this is it's a big studio on top of his garage. It takes the entire garage. And I have to say, when I think about it, I think, God, I do not want to wait until I'm 70 to have that art studio. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what it's going to take for me to physically have the art studio that I dream of. And I know if I cleaned out my basement, I'd have it already. There's that. Cleaning would take me a long way toward the gallery of my dreams. we'll see. We'll see where all of that goes. But I love curating art. I love what's happening on the wall of the room where Sydney is working out every day. Um, that wall is a mixture of art that I've purchased, some of it expensive, some of it not, some of it torn out of a book and put in a frame because I just loved it. And I had two copies of the book because I will never, ever tear apart a book unless I have an extra copy. um, and then a painting that I bought, and actually the article that I wrote that just appeared in the Sag Harbor Express. I just put that in a frame, stuck that in that room because I wrote it and I took the pictures and I was kind of proud of that. So yeah, that's like the beginning of the beautiful studio of my dreams is it's happening. I can feel it, and Leah said something about that. If you can, that's a big part of manifesting is to feel it, and I feel it, and I cannot wait 20 years for this. So yeah, watch out, Sag Harbor, because I think we need another gallery. It might just start in my house first, but um, yeah, so inspiring. It's so 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 inspiring, and I'm so glad that she said what she said about um, art being. I think the way she said it was art being fuel for mental health. We were talking about the triangle of physical, spiritual, and mental health, and where art fits into that. Um, it for me kind of fits all all of those areas. So that's where I'm going next. Mhm. Okay, so now that we have established that I'm qualified to be imperfect, I shall get back on schedule. And if you're listening to this and you liked it, definitely listen to the conversation with Leah McDonald. You'll like that.